Welcome to Valley Worthy of Note, a bi-weekly update of people, places, and events making news in your community.
The lion is alive in Naugatuck. The 111-year-old historic fountain on Naugatuck's town green is once again flowing. Donated to the borough by G.H. Whittemore and designed by Stanford White, the same individual known locally for designing Salem School, the train station, and the Howard Whittemore Library, the 10-foot-tall rose granite fountain has served as a meeting place on the green since 1895.
The past 6 or 7 years, they talked about turning it into a planter, and many of us that enjoyed the architecture and knowing what it's all about, the fountain, we wanted to be able to try to keep it going. So we've been working on it, and I've made this my special project to keep going with it, and this is our 4th pump we have in here, thanks to the help of my brother for the last 2 and a volunteer line webbers the year before, and before that Frank Fazzino helped us, and we've just been trying to keep it going, and little by little we're learning new things, new ways to make it keep running, and hopefully with each and every day it'll be there for us and for the next generation to be able to enjoy.
For information on how you can help preserve the fountain, contact Marty Lee Fenton at the Naugatuck Garden Club. Employees of NEC, NEC Unified Solutions, NEC and Frontier brought their children to work for the 6th year in a row. Bonnie Sinclair welcomed over 20 children and introduced Executive Vice President Joe Ashour. Ashour detailed the origins of phone use from Alexander Graham Bell forward and presented a brief history of NEC to the guests. His presentation included pictures of products starting with early mobile phones produced by NEC. Later, Susan Agamy, Executive Director of ACT, talked about homelessness and hunger in the Valley. The children donated food to be given to the Valley Food Bank. Agamy showed models and pictures of the future Spooner House and used examples to illustrate the impact of hunger.
So we had each child bring a non-perishable food in to donate to the Spooner House, and we asked Susan this year to come and join us and talk to the children about the Spooner House and what she does there.
It's wonderful having NEC as a partner for the work we do at Spooner House and through the Valley Food Bank Network, not only for the food that they've collected today, which is greatly appreciated and will be well received, but for the opportunity to share our story with their employees and the children of the employees. It's a wonderful opportunity, and we really appreciate all the support of NEC.
A historic building in Derby will soon only exist in the history books. Nathan's Hall, also known as the Gould Armory, will be razed to make way for Derby's major rebuilding project on Main Street. At one time the mecca of community activity, the first brick building on Main Street had shops on the street level, offices on the 2nd floor, and tenants living in the back of the building. On the top floor was the auditorium, booked with frequent dances, balls, lectures, and local entertainment. Numerous signatures found on a plaster wall at the base of the auditorium stairs attest to the building's place in Derby history.
Derby has an over 300-year recorded history, and that history actually is in layers, multiple layers. Nathan's Hall represents the very beginning of the brick and mortar era, of which there are so many relics left today. Although many of them are vanishing, some of the buildings are being rehabilitated, others, like Nathan's Hall, unfortunately, are being demolished. It's my personal opinion that at this time, July 2006, Nathan's Hall is the most historic building left in the area that is going to be demolished on Main Street. Its time has come. It has stood for over 160 years, sad to say, although its significance and its history should not be forgotten by future generations. At one time, Derby, or Birmingham as the borough was called at the time, really was focused on Main Street. And this was the central area for Main Street. It was about as important to that generation as the Sterling Opera House, Derby Green area on Elizabeth Street was to the generation that came after that. And this is an old relic from that bygone era, and soon it will be gone, but not forgotten.
Valley Worthy of Note is a presentation of Telemedia Cable.